on this computer. Okay, you guys, so glad you are here. This idea came about from Sandy as just a suggestion on what we could do to improve Jumpstart. And years ago, Betsy, I don't know if you were on in Jumpstart when we went over to Beth's house and made salads in a jar. Do you remember that or no?
Oh, I do.
Oh, were you there, Lorraine? You remember that? Okay.
I wasn't, but I think she sent out the recipe afterwards.
Yeah, I think she did too. And we made dressing while we were there, but so kind of what I've done, two things. I want to show you, I mean, my main goal tonight is so you guys have like ideas to just prep food in advance. So you have it like quick and ready to go. One of the things that I do, I'm just going to hold this up. I don't know if you can see that. This is 4 egg whites, 1 egg yolk and some spinach. And this, I just cook it up in a medium-sized fry pan. I put coconut oil spray down and I make a couple of these at a time. And then I just wrap them in tin foil and here's a good breakfast. So just a spinach omelet, and I just fold it on up that, and then I also like, it requires nothing. I just eat these cold. Can eat it like a cookie. So that's one thing. And then ideally, like I just want you guys to walk away with ideas on how to quick make some food, get some meals ready so that you just have them ready to grab and go. So instead of salad in a jar, like what I found with the salad in a jar is you'd have to shake it all up and bring a bowl to put it in. So I just use these, and these are just mid-sized glassware. And if you guys are doing this with me, you can take those out. If not, just, you know, you can just watch and remember. So one of the things that I always have on hand also is like a bigger container of peppers already cut up. So first thing you're gonna do when you're doing your salad in a bowl, the dressing goes in first. And I just put like a tablespoon. I really should just make one because I'm not gonna be able to eat these this week with that tooth. And then you're gonna layer in your vegetables. Okay, so the vegetables that are gonna withstand the longest are like your peppers, and if I know that I'm gonna eat this tomorrow, I'll put cucumbers in there too. Okay, so what I have, like these are already cut up. I've already cut the green peppers and the red peppers. Now I just take my scissors, and like these kitchen scissors are so fast. I just snip them into pieces, drop them in. Yeah, I'm really only gonna make one, but usually I make a couple of these at a time. So cutting up my peppers. I usually do this like when I'm talking on the phone, or if I have like a podcast on that I'm watching or something like that. Okay. And I just kind of fill the bottom. The green peppers and the red peppers aren't going to soak up the dressing, so I just fill the bottom of the bowl with those. And that's the first thing that goes in. And I just cut them up. And then after that, I usually put cucumbers in. And when hi, Tim Jacobson. How are you, sir? Good to see you.
I'm assisting.
Oh, good. That boy. All right. When I cut cucumbers, you guys, I always cut off the skin, just because then I don't have to worry about the germs or, you know, the pesticides or anything like that. So, oh, here's my knife. So cutting, I just always cut off the skin. Green peppers, before I use those, I am not gonna lie, I wash them with kitchen soap. I literally spray this on and I lather them up and I wash them off and I dry them before I cut them. But with cucumbers, I don't know if you can see this. Maybe you can. I cut the skin off, and then I usually just quick slice and slice them into 4s, and just my next layer is cucumbers. So that is what I usually put in a salad. If you like cherry tomatoes or you know, any other kind of peppers, you could also put those in. Okay, so that goes next. I'm a little anal about, like, I also have a garbage bag going on right in the sink, so whatever scraps I have here, it goes right into the garbage. So cucumbers there, I mean, it's not unusual for me to have a bowl of cucumbers in the fridge already cut up, in case maybe I didn't have time to prep a salad and I'm coming home and eating that salad for dinner. So that's another way that I prep it out. And then let's see.
This.
How are we doing, you guys? Here's my chicken. Okay, the other thing that I do is I prepare chicken in advance. Oh, there's Kathy. Hi, Kathy. How are ya? You got on okay? Can you hear me?
Yep, I'm good.
Oh, good. Okay, you got a helper too?
Yep, I have many
Good.
helpers.
Good. Okay. We're making salad in a bowl, and the first thing that we put in was the dressing on the bottom, and then like
Okay.
the harder vegetables that aren't gonna soak up the dressing, so like the red peppers, the green peppers, and then I just layered in cucumbers. You can see that.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then from there, like, here's a bowl of chicken that I'd had in my freezer. Like this I cooked, I don't know how long ago. Still smells like chicken. I shredded it. So I put about a half cup in there. I try to just kind of gauge like 3 to 4 ounces, sprinkle that in. And then from there, I tell you what, the kitchen scissors are the handiest thing I've ever bought, because it gives me speed in the kitchen. I buy this kind of arugula. You can get spinach here, you can get mixed greens. And then what I do, I just take my scissors and I chop into this. So I'm cutting this lettuce, or I'm cutting this down to the smallest. I gotta make it easy for me to eat too if I'm eating. And it's, you know, I got big long strings of lettuce sticking out. That that doesn't work for me. So I just snip away at it, and then I put I just kind of grab a handful, sometimes a handful and a half. I might have to cut the top or snip away at the top a little bit more. And then the other thing that I put in ahead of time are these little edamame nuts. I learned this from Beth the day that we went to her house. I mean, she had walnuts cut up, but these edamames, the Good Sense edamames, they just add a little bit of crunch to it. They're a great source of protein. They just add a little bit of crunch. And if you put them in ahead of time, like I put about this much in. So my Fitness Pal, I don't know, sometimes I don't even measure that up. But it adds a little bit of a crunch to it. And if it's sitting in the bowl, they do get a little softer, okay? So here is my salad in a bowl. And I mean, I usually make like 2 or 3 of these at a time, knowing that I'm gonna grab them for lunch, or maybe I'm gonna grab them for dinner. If I go to a family gathering and we're having like pizza or lasagna or something that, you know, is way high in carbs that I know I don't want to eat, I'll bring one of these. And then I just plop on the lid and we are good to go. Then all I have to do when it's time to eat it, all I gotta do is shake it up, okay? The other thing that I add, like the morning of, if you have an avocado, I don't add that Like tonight, I wouldn't add that in, but if I'm eating this tomorrow, before I left home, that would be the only thing that I would probably add is cutting this in half and then scooping out like a fourth of the avocado just to add some good fats in there. Okay, how you guys doing? Okay, we gotta change the gauze here. Oh wait, okay. Are you making that and right along with me, Sandy?
Yes, got 4 salads made.
Awesome. Okay. How about you, Kathy? You're doing that too? Got her mute on. Okay. All right, you guys, hold on 1 second. I gotta grab. Oh my gosh. I don't know where oh, here they are. Okay. So 4 salads made. The other thing that I've done, like if I don't have chicken, because I'll cook my meats ahead of time, like in the freezer. I also have like a container this size of grass-fed beef and a container this size of lean ground turkey that's already cooked. And then if I don't have any chicken, for example, one thing I'll do is just grab, you know, probably 3 ounces of lean ground turkey and put that in my salad. And it tastes a little different than chicken, I will say that, but it does the trick. It gets the protein in for me. Okay, so there we have that. I'll put that back in my mouth. And good. Okay, then the next little staple that I make is I call these. Well, hold on. Put away. So turkey meatballs. I use this. I usually buy 93% lean. And these are just turkey meatballs. Again, another great source of protein. Mix them in a bowl. I just dump this meat in. Yep, this has been in the freezer a long time. And really, as I shop, like I kind of pay attention to my chicken, my turkey meatballs, and my grass-fed beef. Like those are the 3 main meats that I eat. And I always make sure I have at least 1 extra in the freezer. So getting the pan ready, I usually spray, like I got coconut oil that I spray my pan with. So these are just something that I make on the stove top. So regular pan like this. And then I usually buy ground flaxseed and I just keep it in a baggie like this. You can buy regular flax seeds. You can buy ground flaxseed. I just take a couple teaspoons, plop it in. This just adds, well, this helps with hot flashes, I'm told. So I try to squeeze in flaxseed anywhere that I can. Okay, Tim, what do you think about that? Also a good source of fiber. But
It doesn't need to be ground. It can just be regular flaxseed.
yeah, you can use those too. Yep. So that'll work. And I just kind of add a little bit of flavor here. Then I go back to my arugula or spinach or whatever you have there. And I cut this even smaller because I'm just going to kind of grab a handful of this and put it right in. I'm just going to mix it right in. And then I just mix it up, usually with a fork. How we doing in our kitchens? Doing good? The one time I took a trip down to Iowa with some ladies, and I honestly, these turkey meatballs, I make them and I take them with me. Like if I'm at a Twins game, if I'm going out of town, I'll make up a whole bunch of these and pack them in my suitcase. Or I've been to the Twins game and I have these packed in my camera because I know that they're going to be a healthy source of protein for me while I'm at a game or that.
That do you put in the arugula?
I kind of just grab a handful.
Okay.
Yeah, just a handful, and it can be however much you like. And then the other thing that I will add to this, so again, if I know that I'm gonna eat these like tomorrow, I'm gonna cut an avocado and I'm gonna put part of an avocado in here. And I gotta be eating soft stuff, so I guess I will probably eat these tomorrow. So probably, I don't know. Again, here you can kind of go to your liking. How much avocado do you like? I usually just cut about 1/4 of an avocado and I cut it into like little cubes. Mix it all around. And then if we wait too long with the avocado, I mean, if I put avocado in and then I put these in the freezer and eat them like next week, then I got a little bit of brown in my avocado. So, and that just, I mean, that just adds a good source of fat to your turkey meatballs along with the protein and the fiber. And then from there, all I do is, oops, that didn't work. I scoop about, I roll them into little meatballs. So about this big, you can make them as big as you want, maybe a little bigger, I guess. And then I just drop them on the pan. The pan is already hot with the coconut oil. Rosie is just sitting there watching. So I drop them in and then I'm gonna flatten them. So they're really not meatballs, they're more like little patties. And make sure they're cooked through. I usually flip them. Usually kind of hard to tell what if they're done. So I usually end up breaking a couple of them open. So yeah, I usually get about 6 or 7 in the pan at one time. Lorraine, you can still hear?
Yeah, thanks.
Good. Okay, good. All right, you guys. And I have two, I mean, so now I have this avocado that I haven't used. If you close it back up and seal it in a container that's nice and tight, you'll be able to like use it again tomorrow, scraping off the top layer. Well, let me see. The thing I have to be careful with here is I've used this fork to cook the, or you know, mix the raw meat. So once I flatten it and flip them, then I gotta make sure I have another fork that is not contaminated with the raw meat, if that makes sense. So in the pan, it kind of just looks like this. They're just flat little meatballs, right? And then I just let them cook for a little bit, flip them over a couple times. And the bottom is gonna look a little burnt. But you gotta just make sure you can kind of see on the side how thoroughly they're cooked. I flatten them, they're gonna rise a little bit. What do you think? Do those look good? The other thing I forgot to do, and I do not usually put a lot of seasoning in because I don't know, I don't necessarily think of that, but they will taste a little bit better if you sprinkle in like some Mrs. Dash or something. I have, this is Grill Mates Montreal chicken seasoning. So I sometimes just, oops, sprinkle that in just to add a little bit of flavor to it. Okay. So the second batch will taste better than the first. And then this usually makes like, I usually get like 2 pans, 2.5 pans full. And then I can show you too how I measure these out. Cause then I just, I'm just all about fast? Like, how can I just be fast and ready? I got this meat scale.
Do you eat these cold too?
Yes, that's a good question. I do. I eat a lot of things cold just because it's easier and faster. So this little meat scale, you guys, I bought it for like $5 at Cub Foods. And you just have to set it, you know, you put this thing on and you have to set the dial to 0. But the way I measure these turkey meatballs is once they're done and I let them like cool off on a paper towel, then I just get like 4 ounces. I stack them up in here or put them in here till there's like 3 or 4 ounces worth. And then I put those in a baggie or a container or something like that. So that, again, I just have to grab it and go. So, yeah, you can, oh yeah, this will be good. So a way to, here, like this, for example, can you see how it's still just a little pink over on the right? I'm gonna cook that a little bit more, and you might have some little stragglies here, but I always just cut it in half. This one is not quite done. And usually just a matter of flipping them a couple times. Yeah. You guys have any questions or any other thoughts?
Have you used other greens besides arugula, or do you usually use arugula?
Good question. I usually would use spinach, but then I found out I have a food sensitivity to spinach, so that's why I use arugula. So yeah, spinach too. And you don't have to put the flax seed in. I think I was just trying to get more fiber, and trying to get flaxseed in somehow. Avocado, I just added that recently because I was at a restaurant that I can't remember the name of, and they had turkey burgers, and they were so good, but they had avocado in them. It makes them a little softer too. So yeah, then when I'm done, I just line up a paper towel on the counter. I drain them up a little bit. The one thing that you'll notice, just in the bottom of the pan, it's gonna get a little bit of a coating on it. So before I pump in another, see how like coated that pan is? I usually take a spatula and I scrape the pan. Try to get it a little cleaner before I spray another round. So you end up with a little bit of a scratched up pan. The other thing that I've used before I just went to this spray was real coconut oil. You can buy a big jug of it at Costco, and that adds a little more coconutty flavor to it. So that's another option. So yeah.
Does coconut oil come in a spray, or you have to buy a can and put it into a spray can?
Well, this, I just bought Pam, and it's coconut oil
okay.
flavored. Yeah. And other brands that make non-stick cooking spray also have coconut oil flavor. I'm not a member of Costco, but I liked it better when I had real coconut oil, just because it adds a little bit more flavor to it. So this one I think is more just the purpose of not sticking to the pan. So yeah, what else? What other thoughts or questions do you guys have? I've taken these to Texas before when we've gone on the airplane for advocate events. I make like 2 batches of them and I freeze them and I put them in my suitcase, and Eric will make fun of me, but I'm the one that's eating healthy while we're there. So he can make fun of me. Yeah, it's just, I eat them cold, and you know, you get out of the airport and you've been on the plane a long time and you're hungry, and guess what? I have turkey meatballs ready to go and they're good and healthy. So, yeah. I do remember one time we were there and I got out my turkey meatballs. It might have been just last time we were there. Anyway, all of a sudden they were gone. And I'm like, wow, that, that was like all the turkey meatballs I brought. So he likes them. Yeah.
You know, Tracy, I never would have thought about eating these cold, but now as I say that, I remember liking cold meatloaf sandwiches
Yeah,
back in the day. So I guess
absolutely.
it's no different.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just, I think, you know, as we try to be ahead of the game with our nutrition and, you know, have things planned out for ourselves that are good, healthy choices, I think the more like clean animal protein things that we can have, the better, the more successful we're going to be. So I usually, I want to say like Sunday night-ish, I usually, you know, make a phone call to someone and chat while I'm getting a couple things ready, cutting vegetables. Wednesdays are usually another night. So I just kind of pick times where I know I've got like an hour or two to get a good chunk of stuff ready. Then I just have it in the freezer. And like now, when these turkey meatballs are starting to get, you know, eaten up, then that's when I know, okay, I got to make some more of those because I'm almost out of them. So it's not like I'm making all of this stuff all at once. But I will sometimes have the eggs cooking while I'm cutting vegetables. So if I can multitask it, I will, just to save time. So yeah. What other?
Don't forget those protein snack bars that you make are good.
Oh, the energy bites.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. I like those too. Those are kind of, you got to do those all to themselves because they take a lot of little things. So.
We call them Tracy snacks here.
Oh, do you? The energy bites? Oh man, those are good. Good.
We have some in the freezer right now.
Oh my gosh, really?
Wow.
Good. And like, do you add anything different to those?
No, just your recipe that you sent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Very fun. I put little mini M&Ms in there once for like a birthday energy bite treat to add some color. So, all right. Well, here's what I'm thinking. So I didn't do a quiz. I don't think we need a quiz. But what I thought was for you guys to get your points, take a picture of something that you made. It does not have to be like salad in a jar or anything like that. But if you did any kind of like meal prepping to get yourself ready for the week ahead, take a picture of that and post it in our Facebook group. How's that? And that's how I'll get you points for this, this little Zoom. So maybe you have a different idea of something that you master meal prep that we all could learn from too. Or you can make one of these things if you want to whip up your some omelets. Like I showed you in the beginning. Kathy, did you see those? My omelet trick?
No.
Okay, you maybe weren't on. So the other thing that I do, I got this little handy little wrap. And this is, inside is an omelet I make with like 4 egg whites and 1 whole egg. And I just cut up again some of that arugula or spinach, drop some in, and there is my breakfast or my lunch or my snack or my dinner.
That's awesome.
Yeah, fast and easy. And I usually make a couple of these at a time too. So yeah, just anything to be ahead of the game. So yeah. You guys have questions or thoughts or comments or anything as I'm flipping these?
I think I'm coming to the Jacobson house tonight to eat.
Are you? That's a plan. Do they live by you?
Right, Tim and Sandy?
Come on over.
Yeah, right.
So, good plan. Uh-huh. Yeah. So it's slick.
What about those vassal care muffins?
Thanks, Tracy.
Did you put the recipe out for those? I
Yeah.
just made them yesterday. Could I take a picture of those?
That's good, Lorraine. Yeah.
Okay.
How do those taste? I've never had them. I've always wanted to try them.
I really like them. I think they taste pretty good.
Okay.
I use those packs of fibers, you know,
Yeah.
that you get from
Yeah.
Care.
That's
Sure.
this.
The applesauce, the apple, they're good. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. You just use these.
Take 6.
Okay. Good. Yeah,
So,
that's
it's pretty
another.
easy.
Yeah. And then you just have them, you know, anything that you make in advance, so you have ahead of time. Yeah.
Well, they make a dozen. You can put them in the freezer.
Yep. Those two. Yeah.
They're good.
Very
Yeah.
good. Okay. What else? Any other thoughts or questions or feedback?
They smell amazing right now.
Do they? What seasoning did you guys use?
I use, well, we use coconut oil in the pan, so it's smell like
Okay.
that. But then I use some Mrs. Dash.
Oh, you did. Okay.
And then the flaxseed and the arugula.
Okay. Okay. I'll be curious what you think. When we were driving down to Iowa one year for an Advocare thing, it was another lady that was with us who said, "What kind of seasoning did you put in these?" And I'm just like, "What? I didn't use any seasoning." So after that, I thought I better grab some seasoning. So they do taste a little better with seasoning in them. So that is for sure. So, all right, you guys, that is all I have. I got a little ice pack. Look at, they gave me this little perfectly sized ice pack for your cheek. And earlier when I did the HIT class, I tied a winter scarf around my head so this would stay, because I gotta move. I gotta multitask. You know, this I just can't slow me down, right?
You need to
So
go sit on your couch for a while tonight.
I might,
Yeah.
yeah, I might have
You
to like
deserve a break.
put my feet up, but yeah. So this was fun, Sandy. Great idea.
Well,
So
thank you, Tracy.
yeah, guys, you're
I'm
awesome.
glad I wasn't the only one that came.
No, yeah, I think it's helpful. And even if like you guys that aren't in your kitchen making this, at least you know, it's probably got your brain thinking a little bit like, how can I mass produce stuff? Yeah. So
You're very organized though, Tracy. I see why Eric calls you the master preparer.
the master preparer. Yeah. Try. One thing I can do. So yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming,
Thank
you guys.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tracy.
Have a
Thank-
good night.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Good night,
Tracy.
Tracy. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you, Tim.
See ya.
All right. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna be curious what you guys think of the taste of those. So,
We'll let you know.
okay, sounds good. All right, we'll see ya.